In a packed courtroom, tension hangs heavy in the air as a young black girl stands before a judge, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. The atmosphere is charged, not just with the weight of the moment, but with the palpable history of countless others who have faced similar circumstances. As the judge's words cut through the silence, they carry an undertone that suggests bias, an undermining of her worth and potential. Yet, in a moment that no one could have predicted, her response transforms the courtroom from a place of judgment to one of respect and awe. This pivotal encounter unfolds in a city where the legal system often reflects the societal struggles that persist in the shadows. It's a setting ripe with stories of resilience and injustice, and it's here that this young girl, armed with her own truth, stands against the tide of prejudice. The clock ticks, marking not just the passing of time, but the significance of her stand. This isn't merely a court case. It's a confrontation of values, a battle for dignity that resonates far beyond those four walls. As she faces the judge, her voice rises above the noise, echoing the sentiments of many who have felt marginalized and unheard. The methodology of her response is striking, a blend of courage and poise that catches everyone off guard. Instead of shrinking back in the face of adversity, she articulates her thoughts with clarity and conviction. Her words, laced with the wisdom of her experiences, challenge the assumptions made about her character and capabilities. In that moment, she becomes not just a defendant but a powerful voice for change, demonstrating that the courtroom can also serve as a platform for empowerment. The impact of her statement ripples through the room, shifting perspectives and igniting conversations that extend well beyond the immediate situation. Witnesses in the courtroom find themselves grappling with their own biases as they absorb her message. The atmosphere shifts from one of condescension to one of reflection, as even the judge, initially dismissive, begins to reconsider the implications of his words. This young girl's unexpected strength serves as a reminder that the fight for justice is not just about legal battles. It's about human dignity, self-worth, and the courage to stand up against systemic inequalities. Her presence in that moment becomes a catalyst for change, encouraging others to confront their own prejudices and strive for a more equitable society. As the proceedings continue, the significance of her response lingers in the air, igniting discussions that extend beyond the courtroom. It sparks a movement, inspiring others to share their stories and challenge the status quo. In a world often divided by race and class, her bravery becomes a beacon of hope, reminding us all that even in the most daunting situations, one voice can resonate powerfully enough to inspire change. The courtroom, once a space of judgment, transforms into a stage for empowerment, where the young girl's story becomes a pivotal chapter in the ongoing narrative of justice and equality. In this moment, she is not just a participant in a legal process, she is a symbol of resilience, a testament to the strength that lies within us all. In a small, bustling courtroom, the tension was palpable as the gavel struck, signaling the start of proceedings. The air was thick with anticipation, filled with the murmurs of onlookers who had gathered to witness a case that had captured the community's attention. At the center of it all was a young girl, her demeanor a blend of determination and vulnerability. She was there to stand up for herself, but the environment felt daunting, especially with the imposing figure of the judge presiding over the case. His reputation for being stern and unyielding preceded him, and whispers filled the room about his biases that often seemed to overshadow justice. As the hearing progressed, the girl found herself facing an unexpected challenge. The judge, in a moment that would later be described as condescending, questioned her motives and the validity of her claims with a tone that dripped with skepticism. The words felt like daggers, aimed not just at her arguments but at her very identity. The audience shifted uncomfortably, sensing the imbalance of power in the room. It was a moment that could have easily crushed her spirit, yet the young girl, with a fierce glint in her eye, refused to back down. Instead of allowing the judge's words to define her, she summoned a courage that belied her years, ready to respond in a way that would surprise everyone present. With a steady voice that cut through the tension, she articulated her thoughts with clarity and poise. Drawing from her own experiences, she painted a vivid picture of the struggles she faced, not just in this courtroom, but in a world that often dismissed her. Her words resonated deeply, transforming the atmosphere from one of skepticism to one of reflection. The judge, taken aback by her unexpected eloquence, found himself momentarily disarmed. In that fleeting moment, the power dynamics shifted. The young girl had not only defended her position, but had also challenged the very assumptions that had been laid upon her. As the session continued, the audience's perception of the courtroom began to evolve. The young girl's resilience sparked conversations among the onlookers, who began to see her not just as a defendant, but as a symbol of strength against systemic biases. The judge, realizing the impact of his earlier remarks, appeared to reconsider his stance. The tension that had once filled the room began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of unity in the shared recognition of the challenges faced by those who often went unheard. It was a moment that transcended the courtroom, igniting discussions about fairness, respect, and the importance of listening. In the end, the proceedings concluded, but the echoes of that day lingered long after the gavel fell. The young girl had not only stood her ground, but had also inspired those around her to reflect on their own beliefs and biases. The courtroom, once a place of intimidation, transformed into a space for dialogue and understanding. As the audience filed out, they carried with them the powerful reminder that courage can emerge in the most unexpected forms, and that sometimes the most profound lessons come from those who dare to speak their truth against the odds. Join our vibrant community today and unlock a world of inspiration and support. By subscribing, you gain access to exclusive content, engaging discussions, and a network of like-minded individuals eager to share their journeys. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your experience. Comment with your thoughts, connect with fellow members, and be part of something transformative. Together, let's inspire each other to reach new heights. In a small courtroom filled with the tension of an impending decision, a young black girl named Aliyah sat nervously on the wooden bench, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. She had been summoned to testify in a case that had garnered significant attention in the community, a situation that was already fraught with emotional weight. The judge, known for his stern demeanor and traditional views, was presiding over the proceedings. As Aliyah stepped forward to share her account, the atmosphere shifted. With a dismissive wave of his hand, the judge interrupted her, questioning not only the validity of her words but also her credibility, based on her age and race. The courtroom fell silent, the tension palpable as onlookers exchanged glances, unsure of how the young girl would respond to such blatant undermining. What transpired next was nothing short of remarkable. Instead of faltering under the weight of the judge's condescension, Aliyah stood tall, her voice steady as she addressed the judge directly. "Your Honor," she began, "I may be young and I may be black, but my voice matters just as much as anyone else's in this room." Her words resonated deeply, cutting through the tension like a knife. The audience, initially taken aback by her boldness, began to lean in, captivated by her courage. Aliyah's response was not just a defense of herself, it was a powerful statement about the systemic issues that often silence marginalized voices in spaces where they should be heard. The significance of Aliyah's reaction extended far beyond the walls of that courtroom. In a society where young black girls frequently face discrimination and are often dismissed as unimportant, her words highlighted a critical need for change. Aliyah's assertion was a reminder that every individual, regardless of age or race, deserves to be treated with respect and dignity. It sparked conversations about the responsibilities of those in power, particularly judges and legal authorities, to foster an environment where all voices are valued. Her bravery served as a catalyst for others, encouraging them to speak out against injustices they might have otherwise accepted in silence. As the proceedings continued, the judge, perhaps taken aback by the unexpected strength of Aliyah's response, seemed to reconsider his approach. He listened more intently, allowing her to finish her testimony without interruption. This shift not only transformed the dynamic in the courtroom, but also illuminated the potential for change within the judicial system itself. Aliyah's moment of defiance became a pivotal point in the case, inspiring those present to reflect on their own biases and the importance of equity in legal proceedings. In the aftermath of the trial, Aliyah's story spread throughout the community, igniting discussions about race, age, and respect in the legal system. Her courage became a beacon of hope, encouraging other young individuals to find their voices and stand firm against injustice. The courtroom incident, initially a moment of humiliation, transformed into a powerful narrative of empowerment, reminding everyone that true strength lies in the ability to speak one's truth, no matter the obstacles faced. Aliyah's experience serves as a poignant reminder that change often begins with a single voice daring to challenge the status quo. In a small-town courtroom, the atmosphere was thick with tension as the judge, known for his rigid demeanor, presided over a case that had captured the community's attention. The defendant, a black teenage girl named Mia, stood accused of a crime that many believed was a result of systemic injustice rather than individual wrongdoing. As the proceedings unfolded, the judge's dismissive remarks and condescending tone toward Mia painted a stark picture of the biases that permeate the judicial system. His words dripped with disdain, undermining her credibility and character, but what happened next would astonish everyone present. In a moment of unexpected clarity, Mia stood tall and delivered a powerful statement that not only defended her innocence, but also illuminated the pervasive racial injustices faced by countless individuals in similar situations. This incident is not an isolated occurrence. It reflects a troubling trend within the legal system where marginalized voices are often silenced or overlooked. Recent statistics reveal that black defendants are more likely to receive harsher sentences compared to their white counterparts for the same crimes. The disparities in treatment are alarming, with studies showing that black individuals are disproportionately represented in the criminal justice system, leading to a growing sense of urgency for reform. Mia's case serves as a microcosm of a larger problem, highlighting the critical need for society to confront and address these ingrained biases. The moment Mia chose to speak out was not just a personal stand, it was a call to action for everyone who has ever felt powerless in the face of injustice. As the courtroom erupted in murmurs of disbelief and support for Mia, it became clear that her response was more than a defense. It was a rallying cry for change. Her eloquence and courage resonated with those present, prompting reflection on the role of the judiciary in perpetuating systemic racism. The incident underscored a significant knowledge gap in understanding the implications of judicial bias and its impact on the lives of individuals like Mia. Many in the audience had never considered how deeply their perceptions of justice could be influenced by race, nor had they fully grasped the emotional toll that such experiences take on young people. This moment illuminated the urgent need for education and awareness surrounding these issues, as it became evident that the fight for justice extends beyond the courtroom walls. In the days following the incident, conversations ignited within the community about the importance of advocacy and support for marginalized individuals facing similar challenges. Mia's bravery inspired many to examine their own beliefs and biases, prompting discussions about how to create a more equitable legal system. Activists and educators began organizing workshops and forums aimed at raising awareness about the realities of racial injustice, emphasizing the necessity of understanding the systemic issues that contribute to such occurrences. The urgency of the matter became increasingly apparent as more people recognized that the fight for justice is not just about individual cases, but about dismantling a system that has long favored some while oppressing others. As the community rallied around Mia, it became clear that her story was just the beginning of a larger movement. The courtroom incident served as a catalyst for change, igniting a collective desire to confront the uncomfortable truths about racial bias in the justice system. Understanding the complexities of these issues is critical now more than ever, as society grapples with the consequences of silence and inaction. Mia's voice, once undermined, became a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that the pursuit of justice requires not only awareness, but also a commitment to change. In a courtroom filled with anticipation, a young black girl stands before a judge, her demeanor a mix of anxiety and determination. This moment, seemingly just another day in the judicial system, quickly escalates into a profound examination of power dynamics and societal biases. The judge, a figure traditionally associated with authority and impartiality, begins to undermine her with dismissive remarks that echo the systemic inequities faced by marginalized communities. The girl, vulnerable yet resilient, finds herself at the center of a confrontation that highlights not only her personal struggle, but also the broader implications of racial injustice within the legal system. As the judge's words pierce through the air, the young girl feels the weight of history pressing down on her. The courtroom, often seen as a bastion of fairness, transforms into a battleground where her worth is questioned solely based on her race. This moment encapsulates a painful reality for many. The intersection of race and justice often tilts the scales unfavorably for individuals from minority backgrounds. The girl's experience resonates with countless others who have faced similar dismissals, revealing a systemic issue that extends far beyond her immediate situation. It's a reminder that the courtroom, while a space for legal proceedings, can also perpetuate societal inequalities. However, what unfolds next is unexpected. Instead of shrinking under the judge's condescension, the girl responds with a clarity and poise that takes everyone by surprise. Her words, carefully chosen and filled with conviction, challenge the very assumptions that the judge embodies. In that moment, she transforms from a passive recipient of judgment into an active participant in her narrative. This shift is crucial. It not only reclaims her voice, but also serves as a powerful statement against the injustices that seek to silence her. The courtroom, once a place of intimidation, becomes a stage for empowerment, illustrating the strength that can emerge from adversity. The significance of her response transcends the confines of the courtroom. It ignites a conversation about the need for reform within the judicial system, particularly regarding how young people, especially those from marginalized backgrounds, are treated. Her bravery highlights the importance of representation and understanding within legal frameworks, urging society to recognize the humanity and potential of every individual, regardless of their race. This moment serves as a catalyst for broader discussions about equity and justice, prompting observers to reflect on their own roles in perpetuating or dismantling systemic biases. As the proceedings continue, the atmosphere shifts. The young girl's courage resonates not only with those present in the courtroom, but also with a wider audience, drawing attention to the need for change. Her story becomes emblematic of a larger movement, inspiring others to stand up against injustices they encounter in their own lives. It underscores the idea that every voice matters and that speaking out can lead to transformative outcomes, not just for the individual but for the community at large. In the end, this encounter in the courtroom serves as a potent reminder of the complexities surrounding race, power, and justice. It challenges the status quo and invites a re-examination of how society views and treats its most vulnerable members. The young girl, through her remarkable response, exemplifies the resilience of the human spirit and the potential for change, leaving an indelible mark on all who witness her stand against injustice. In a courtroom filled with tension, a young black girl stood before a judge who had a reputation for his dismissive attitude towards marginalized voices. As the proceedings unfolded, the judge's condescending remarks aimed at undermining her credibility echoed through the room. Yet instead of crumbling under the weight of his words, the girl summoned a profound resilience that left everyone in the courtroom in stunned silence. Her response was not just a testament to her character, it was a masterclass in self-advocacy and emotional intelligence. The girl had prepared meticulously for this moment. She practiced her statements in front of a mirror, honing her delivery to ensure clarity and confidence. This preparation included understanding her rights and the legal framework surrounding her case, which allowed her to engage with the judge on a level that transcended mere emotional appeal. By grounding her arguments in facts and legal precedents, she transformed the narrative from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. This approach not only elevated her status in the courtroom, but also set a powerful example for others who might find themselves in similar situations. When the judge attempted to belittle her, she responded with a poised articulation of her perspective, drawing on her personal experiences and the broader implications of systemic injustice. This tactic was not merely about defending herself, it was about illuminating the larger issues at play. By sharing her story, she created a bridge between her individual struggle and the collective challenges faced by her community. This narrative strategy not only resonated with those present, but also sparked conversations about the need for greater equity within the judicial system. Her ability to remain calm and collected in the face of adversity was another critical aspect of her response. Through deep breathing techniques and visualization strategies, she managed her anxiety, allowing her to maintain focus and clarity. This emotional regulation was key in ensuring that her message was delivered with the impact it deserved. Practical exercises, such as mindfulness and positive affirmations, can serve as tools for others facing similar challenges, helping them cultivate the inner strength necessary to confront authority figures with confidence. As her words filled the room, the atmosphere shifted, The judge, taken aback by her eloquence and conviction, found himself momentarily disarmed. This unexpected turn served as a reminder of the power of self-expression and the importance of standing firm in one's truth. The girl's response not only challenged the judge's authority, but also inspired those in attendance to reflect on their own biases and assumptions. This ripple effect demonstrated how one voice could catalyze change, encouraging others to speak out against injustice. In the aftermath of the hearing, the girl's story spread beyond the courtroom, igniting discussions on social media and within community forums. Her experience became a rallying point for advocacy groups focused on judicial reform and racial equity. Practical initiatives, such as workshops on public speaking and legal literacy, emerged in response to her example, empowering others to navigate similar challenges with confidence and knowledge. Ultimately, her journey exemplified the profound impact of resilience and self-advocacy. By transforming a moment of potential defeat into a powerful statement of strength, she not only reclaimed her narrative, but also inspired a movement for change. Her experience underscores the importance of preparation, emotional regulation, and community support in the face of adversity, offering a blueprint for others to follow in their pursuit of justice and equity. In a courtroom where the scales of justice are often tipped by bias and preconceived notions, the story of a young black girl facing a dismissive judge serves as a powerful reminder of resilience and the potential for change. As the proceedings unfolded, the judge's condescending remarks aimed to undermine her credibility and worth. Yet, rather than succumbing to the weight of these disparaging words, the girl's response became a beacon of defiance and empowerment. This incident underscores the importance of emotional intelligence and strategic communication in the face of adversity. Experts in conflict resolution emphasize that maintaining composure and articulating one's thoughts clearly can shift the dynamics of any confrontation. By harnessing her inner strength and articulating her perspective with poise, the girl not only reclaimed her narrative, but also disrupted the expected power imbalance in the courtroom. The profound impact of her response rippled beyond the immediate situation, highlighting the necessity for systemic change within judicial systems. Research shows that representation and inclusivity in such environments can lead to more equitable outcomes. In this case, the girl's ability to stand her ground inspired others present, igniting discussions about the need for training programs that address implicit bias among judges and court officials. Such programs can equip them with the tools to recognize and mitigate their biases, fostering a more just atmosphere for all individuals, regardless of their background. Moreover, community support systems play a crucial role in empowering marginalized voices. Organizations dedicated to advocacy can provide resources and mentorship, enabling young individuals to navigate challenging situations with confidence and assertiveness. This collective effort not only amplifies individual voices, but also cultivates a culture of accountability within the justice system. As the story of the girl and the judge reverberates through the community, it serves as a catalyst for broader conversations about equity and justice. The incident invites us to reflect on the necessity of creating safe spaces where young people can express themselves without fear of dismissal. Initiatives that encourage dialogue between the youth and judicial authorities can bridge gaps in understanding, fostering empathy and respect. Additionally, integrating restorative justice practices can transform the way conflicts are resolved, focusing on healing rather than punishment. By prioritizing communication and understanding, we can pave the way for a more inclusive and compassionate judicial process. The girl's courageous stand not only highlights the challenges faced by individuals in the system, but also illustrates the potential for transformative change when voices are uplifted and respected. In the end, the courtroom incident serves as a microcosm of the larger societal issues at play. The girl's unexpected response not only shocked the judge, but also ignited a movement towards accountability and reform. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, resilience can spark change. By advocating for systemic reforms, fostering inclusive dialogues and empowering young voices, we can work towards a future where justice truly serves all. The journey may be long, but with each courageous act, we inch closer to a world where dignity and respect are afforded to everyone, regardless of their background. In a recent courtroom incident, a young black girl faced a judge who made disparaging remarks that undermined her dignity and self-worth. This scenario is reflective of broader systemic issues within the judicial system, where racial biases can manifest in various forms. Research indicates that Black individuals, particularly youth, often encounter disproportionate levels of scrutiny and discrimination in legal settings. A study published in the American Psychological Association journal highlights that Black children are frequently perceived as older and less innocent than their white peers, which can lead to harsher treatment in courtrooms. Goff et al. The young girl's response to the judge's remarks was nothing short of remarkable. Instead of succumbing to the negativity, she demonstrated resilience and poise, a reaction that not only surprised the courtroom, but also sparked discussions about the strength of marginalized voices in the face of adversity. This incident echoes the findings of psychologist Dr. Monique W. Morris, who emphasizes the importance of empowering young Black girls to reclaim their narratives. In her book, Push Out: The Criminalization of Black Girls in Schools, Morris discusses how societal perceptions often strip Black girls of their agency, yet those who assert themselves can challenge those narratives effectively. Moreover, the courtroom dynamics showcase the profound impact of representation and advocacy. When individuals from marginalized backgrounds confront systemic biases, their responses can inspire others to challenge injustices. A report by the Sentencing Project reveals that representation in legal professions is crucial for addressing racial disparities within the justice system. The lack of diversity among judges and attorneys can perpetuate biases, making it imperative for more individuals from varied backgrounds to enter these fields. The girl's ability to stand her ground serves as a powerful reminder of the potential for change when marginalized voices are amplified. The broader implications of this incident extend beyond the courtroom. It highlights the urgent need for reform in how the justice system interacts with youth of color. A 2021 report by the Vera Institute of Justice underscores that Black youth are overrepresented in juvenile detention facilities, often facing harsher penalties compared to their white counterparts. This disparity calls for a re-evaluation of policies and practices that contribute to such inequities. The young girl's poise in the face of adversity not only challenges the status quo, but also serves as a catalyst for dialogue about the need for systemic change. Furthermore, her response resonates with the ongoing movement for social justice, where individuals are increasingly vocal about their experiences and the injustices they face. The rise of social media platforms has provided a space for marginalized voices to share their stories, fostering community support and advocacy. The girl's reaction could inspire others to speak out against discrimination, reinforcing the notion that resilience can be a powerful tool in dismantling systemic oppression. In conclusion, the incident in the courtroom is a microcosm of the larger societal issues surrounding race and justice. The young Black girl's response to the judge's undermining remarks serves as a testament to her strength and the potential for change within the justice system. As conversations around racial equity continue to evolve, it is crucial to recognize and support the voices of those who have historically been marginalized, ensuring that their stories contribute to a more equitable future. This incident not only highlights the resilience of individuals, but also underscores the need for systemic reform in the pursuit of justice. In a courtroom setting that should have upheld justice and respect, a young Black girl faced a judge whose demeanor and comments were shockingly dismissive. The analysis reveals a stark power dynamic, where the girl, vulnerable yet resilient, was subjected to undermining remarks that sought to diminish her voice and experience. The judge's condescending attitude not only reflected systemic biases, but also highlighted the challenges faced by marginalized individuals within the judicial system. This moment encapsulated a broader narrative of racial injustice, where authority figures often perpetuate stereotypes that belittle the very people they are meant to serve. However, the girl's response to this adversity was nothing short of remarkable. Rather than retreating into silence, she demonstrated an extraordinary level of composure and strength. Her reaction served as a powerful counter-narrative to the judge's condescension, showcasing her determination to assert her dignity and humanity. This pivotal moment in the courtroom became a testament to her resilience, illustrating that even in the face of systemic oppression, individuals can reclaim their power through courage and self-expression. The girl's ability to articulate her thoughts and feelings in such a challenging environment resonated deeply, challenging the status quo and inspiring those who witnessed the exchange. As the analysis unfolds, it becomes clear that this incident is not merely an isolated event, but part of a larger conversation about race, justice, and the importance of amplifying marginalized voices. The courtroom, typically a place for seeking justice, became a stage for highlighting the urgent need for reform in how the legal system interacts with individuals from diverse backgrounds. The girl's experience underscores the necessity for empathy and understanding within judicial proceedings, emphasizing that every individual deserves to be treated with respect, regardless of their race or background. This critical insight invites the audience to reflect on their own perceptions of justice and the systemic changes required to ensure fairness for all. As we approach the resolution of this narrative, it is essential to recognize the profound impact of the girl's response. Her courage not only challenged the judge's authority, but also ignited a dialogue about the importance of representation and the need for systemic change. The courtroom incident serves as a microcosm of the broader societal issues at play, encouraging a collective reevaluation of how justice is administered and who it truly serves. The resolution of this story is not merely about the outcome of the court case, but rather the lasting effect of the girl's bravery in confronting injustice. Her actions resonate beyond the courtroom, inspiring a movement towards accountability and change that seeks to uplift marginalized voices and ensure that their stories are heard and valued. In summary, the analysis of this courtroom encounter reveals critical insights into the interplay of race, power, and justice. The young girl's response to the judge's undermining remarks serves as a powerful reminder of the strength found in vulnerability and the importance of standing up against injustice. As we prepare for the final resolution, the focus shifts from the immediate conflict to the broader implications of this moment, emphasizing the ongoing struggle for equality and the need for systemic transformation within the judicial system. In a courtroom scenario that unfolded with unexpected tension, a young black girl faced a judge whose demeanor seemed to undermine her dignity and voice. This moment, charged with emotional weight, served as a poignant reminder of the systemic biases that often permeate judicial proceedings. However, the girl's response was nothing short of extraordinary. Instead of succumbing to the judge's condescension, she stood tall, articulating her thoughts with clarity and conviction. This powerful display not only captivated those present, but also sparked a broader conversation about the treatment of marginalized individuals within the legal system. The incident raises critical questions about the accountability of judicial figures and the need for reform. To address the underlying issues highlighted by this encounter, it is essential to implement comprehensive training programs for judges and court personnel focused on cultural competency and implicit bias. Such training should be mandatory and regularly updated, ensuring that all court officials are equipped with the skills to recognize and mitigate their biases. By fostering an environment of respect and understanding, we can create a judicial system that truly serves all individuals, regardless of their background. Moreover, advocacy groups and community organizations play a vital role in amplifying the voices of those who feel marginalized in legal settings. Collaborating with these entities can lead to the development of workshops and forums where individuals can share their experiences and insights. These platforms not only empower individuals, but also provide valuable feedback to the judicial system on how it can improve. Engaging with local communities fosters trust and transparency, essential elements for any institution aiming to uphold justice and equality. To further support these initiatives, policymakers must prioritize legislation that addresses systemic disparities within the legal framework. This includes reviewing and revising existing laws that disproportionately affect marginalized communities. By enacting policies that promote equity and justice, lawmakers can create a ripple effect that transforms the judicial landscape, ensuring that no one is undermined in their pursuit of justice. The goal is to cultivate a legal system that recognizes the inherent worth of every individual, fostering an atmosphere where all voices are heard and valued. As we reflect on the powerful response of the young girl in court, it is imperative to take actionable steps that honor her courage and resilience. First, we must advocate for and support the implementation of training programs for judicial personnel, ensuring they are equipped to handle cases with sensitivity and fairness. Second, we should actively participate in community discussions and workshops that elevate the voices of those affected by systemic bias, creating a platform for dialogue and understanding. Lastly, we must engage with policymakers to push for legislative changes that address inequalities within the legal system. By taking these steps, we can work towards a judicial system that upholds the dignity of every individual, fostering an environment where justice is not only served, but is also equitable. It is time to transform the narrative surrounding the treatment of marginalized individuals in court, ensuring that their voices resonate and are respected, paving the way for a more just society. In a courtroom setting that was supposed to be a bastion of justice, the stark reality of bias and prejudice emerged when a young black girl found herself facing an unjust judge. The situation escalated as the judge, in a display of condescension, attempted to undermine her dignity and worth, reflecting a broader societal issue of systemic racism. Yet in that moment of adversity, the girl's response was nothing short of remarkable. Rather than succumbing to the pressure of the courtroom, she stood her ground, demonstrating resilience and strength that not only shocked those present, but also served as a powerful reminder of the capacity for courage in the face of injustice. Her defiance became a beacon, illuminating the struggles faced by many in similar circumstances and challenging the status quo that often seeks to silence marginalized voices. The incident encapsulates a crucial narrative about the intersection of identity, power, and resilience. It underscores the importance of understanding who is affected by systemic inequities and how they respond to them. The girl's reaction transcended mere defiance. It was a call to action, urging observers to reflect on their roles within a flawed system. As the courtroom dynamics shifted, so too did the perspectives of those witnessing the event. The girl's bravery sparked conversations about accountability, the need for empathy, and the importance of standing up against injustice, regardless of one's position. Her story serves as a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, individuals have the power to challenge and change narratives, inspiring others to do the same. Ultimately, this event is not just about a single courtroom encounter. It is a microcosm of a larger societal dialogue about race, justice, and the importance of uplifting marginalized voices. The young girl's response resonates beyond the confines of that day, encouraging a collective introspection about how we treat one another and the systemic barriers that persist. It is a testament to the strength found in vulnerability and the transformative power of standing up for oneself and others. In a world where the odds may often seem stacked against us, her story inspires a renewed commitment to justice and equity, reminding us that every voice matters and that change begins with courage. As we reflect on this incident, let us carry forward the lesson that resilience in the face of injustice can spark a movement, and that each of us has the potential to be a catalyst for change in our communities.